Associates. So that's them, and we're talking about their involvement or their decision to represent some of the accused persons, some of the people in court, in line with the Aisha Huang arrest. Mr. Blay, good morning. Welcome to the Citi Breakfast Show.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you too, sir?
Great.
I read a statement earlier that came from your law firm, Blay and Associates, on your involvement in this, your decision to represent some Chinese and some Vietnamese.
The firm decision to represent some of the Chinese people who have been brought before court, yes?
Okay. So I want to start by asking you just said that it was a firm decision. So tell me, on which basis did you decide to take up this, especially knowing all the things surrounding this case, to represent these 4 people or so that you've detailed in your statement?
I think you have answered the question yourself by your question. You answered the question yourself by what you have just said. Because we've looked at it. Those that we are representing are innocent. They have not been involved in Galamsey. I think the investigation will soon prove that. Fortunately, the police have not, or the security have not finished with it for investigation. When they come out, I'm not too sure they will even go ahead to prosecute, as it were, our client. They have done nothing wrong. They are not involved in Galamsey. It's unfortunate that they have also been arraigned before court.
So in this matter, Mr. Blay, are you the lawyer in question representing them, or it is the firm that is representing?
That? It's the firm, and the firm have lawyers, and some of the lawyers are some have been assigned a brief to do so. In this particular case, the one who was in court incidentally happened to have been my daughter, Lucy Blay. He was in court representing the accused. That's what is happening.
But reports from the court say she said she was representing you, Mr. Blay. Is that the case?
He says she was holding brief for Mr. Blay. That means that's what we normally do, because I am the managing partner, and I'm saying that you should do that. That's what it is.
Okay, so it doesn't mean that you, Mr. Freddie Blay, are the said lawyer handling this case. That's not the story.
Listen. I'm saying we are a firm of lawyers, Blay and Associates, and Blay and Associates represent. It's only one individual who, at a time, will be in court speaking for the accused person before the court. And in this case, it was Lucy Blay representing the firm, representing the client before court. Why are you not speaking to them? Whether you are this an individual representing them, or it is you, the individual, who is most important in this case. Go ahead and ask questions relevant to the accusation and the ongoing matter itself.
Tell me, Mr. Blay, as a law firm, you are very aware of all the things surrounding this case, the response it generates, the conversations and all surrounding this case. Your take on all of this, especially when people will get the perception that this could be counterproductive to the overall fight against Galamsey. What's your thoughts on this?
I am surprised you are saying so. I forgot to know. Are you Sami Ajay or who? I'm surprised at your question. Efforts this country is embarking on against this serious challenge of Galamsey and the degradation of our environment. Now, does that mean that innocent people could be arraigned before court for if they have not been involved, if they are not guilty, if they have not in any way involved in Galamsey, and yet maybe mistakenly they've been brought before court? Does it mean they shouldn't be represented? Is that what you are asking me? Is that what you are saying? Is that your position?
Well, Mr. Blay,
I am saying
yes,
that the circumstances apart, definitely we all support efforts against Galamsey. I, as an individual, I am in the forefront of fighting against Galamsey. But that doesn't mean that when innocent people who have not been in any way been involved and are put before court mistakenly, they shouldn't be represented and be represented by lawyers.
I mean that's fair. The people need to have a right to legal counsel. That is fair. But
Absolutely.
that's fair. Yes. But I ask, when you as an individual, do you get worried that okay, and do you get worried that when the conversations around this, how do I even say, it might have.
I'm glad you are asking this question.
Yes, in terms of people on the ground might say that okay, you are the past immediate chairman of the MPP.
Allow me to learn.
Okay.
I'm saying that people might say, but they may be wrong. If they are wrong, the person must be corrected. It would be unfortunate that innocent people could be accused and brought before court. Maybe even they are innocent and be put in jail or fined or whatever happened to them. It is because of that we have due process. They must be represented. The right thing must be done. If they have a good case, there should be good lawyers to represent them and make it clear to the judge for him to know or for her to decide as to whether they are guilty or not. And if the firm is representing them, I don't know whether you will say that the circumstances like that, no, don't go near that. It is a bad case or it is not good at all. If it was a bad case, we have decided against it. We will not have represented them. But even then, it is not our duty to say that it's a bad case or not. You go to court, represent them. Murderers are represented. Those who are involved in attempting to overthrow the government of Ghana are represented. Those who are accused of robbery are represented. In this case, it's a galamsey. Our clients are innocent people who are operating a supermarket and been brought before court mistakenly. Honestly, we are at a loss as to the reason why they were even also arrested and put before court. And here we are making a strong case for them that it was wrong to do that. That is how the law operates. And we, as officers of the law, we are representing this client. I believe it is your duty as well to put it across. Don't go by the impression people may create or people might have wrongly.
Well, I get your point, Mr. Blay, but you see, in this fight against Galamsey, perception counts a lot. We are fighting not only against weapons or degradation and all, but there's a certain mindset that we'll have to get people to turn away from. That's why I'm asking, when you look at it...
I will agree with you that we all, as a nation, you and me and all others listening to you, should fight against Galamsey. We must do everything possible to ensure that our environment is not degraded to the extent that is going on. Unfortunately, Ghana is former Gold Coast. People say full of gold, to the extent that if you are not careful, you will not even grow cassava to eat or drink good water. This is a very important fight. But we should not mix it up to the extent that it's only for people to shout, you are a Galamseya, when you are not a Galamseya. For your enemies, of people who are against you, for maybe involved in chasing a girl, and say that they see you are a Galamseya, and the police arrest you and put you before court. Should you not be defended? Is that what you are saying?
Oh, well, I mean, Mr. Blay, I think that point has been made clear. My concern and a lot of concerns that people have is that, okay, when we decouple... It's my
concern too.
Yes. And I know I know you are very worried, but I when you look at things from the outside, not as somebody whose law firm is interested in, when you look at this from the outside, do you get worried, even in the least, that, okay, somebody might get this perception that we are fighting this war, and then there's Mr. Freddie Blay, who's past immediate chairman of the MPP, whose government is trying to find this. Do you get worried that this might just not help the war?
That is why I'm even talking to you. It's a wrong impression that some people have already had.
Why do you say it's a wrong impression?
Over the social media, some are commenting us that, government are involved, government is not fighting it. Because some of the people in government are involved in Galamsey themselves. They are pretending. This is not what they are doing. It's a fortunate impression. But it is me and you at the same time who should try the difference. When it is not the case that such an individual is involved, or individuals, be they Chinese, Japanese or Ghanaians involved in it and they are not themselves guilty or not even involved in the galamsey, they should not be put in court and found guilty or tried over it. You must all have.
Yes, that's
Don't
true.
go just by the impression. If you are not careful, you go by the impression. Innocent people will be brought before court, and there will be no anybody to say, no, this man is not being involved. Please let him go free and go for those who are indeed involved in it. This is very important, and it is a problem that we should all overcome.
It is.
It will be a mob justice that even innocent people who have not in any way been involved could be put in before court and thrown into jail. It should not be like that.
Of course.
And I beg you and your station and all others involved should not create that. Particularly even politicians who are now involved in it. I understand NDC legal directorate have even issued a statement and accusing government individuals like me or other people that we are all involved in the galamsey. It is not correct.
But Mr. Blay, tell me why, for example, when okay, it is true. We don't want to create the wrong impression. But I go back. I go back to my earlier question. When you look at things, from the outside, for example, if you look, hold on, Mr. Blay, if you looked at things from the outside, and this happened somewhere else, and you were observing it, you wouldn't be too wrong if you drew the conclusion that a lot of people are drawing that this could be counterproductive to our war against galamsey.
Well, it depends on where you are looking at it, and if you are looking at it with what I would say, you have a wrong impression of it, and you are looking at it very wrongly. With a jaundiced eye, you may think that those who are put before it are by implications guilty. No, there are some who may not be guilty, and there are some who are guilty. The difference is for lawyers who are before the court to make it clear, and it's for you, the media, to amplify it so that we wouldn't just sue people around. Don't go into the marketplace or don't go anywhere and collect people. Or once you bring them before the court, you say that they are guilty. It's wrong. And don't say that because I'm Freddie Blay and I'm fighting galamsey from one angle, and in another angle, I'm encouraging galamsey. That is not the case. Innocent people should be represented, even by politicians who are lawyers, if they are convinced and if they are right. And I'm saying, at the end of the day, let's wait. Let the court decide. You will agree with me at the end of the day that I was right.
So Mr. Blay, tell me, we don't know that government officials are on the ground engaging in these areas where illegal mining is happening.
Don't go in that area.
No. It's a premise for a question. So my question is that when you look at Mr. Blay, hold on. Let me ask the question first. So when you look at how this has happened, we are talking about the perception on the ground when government is going around interacting and trying to get this done. Aren't you worried in the slightest that how things are playing out could affect how people even respond to government in all of this, in this fight against galamsey?
No, listen, you ask a very, very interesting question. There is a perception, and perception could be real or wrong.
Okay.
I've told you that it's a wrong perception to insist that all people who are brought before court are guilty of the charges preferred against them.
Oh, Mr. Blay, that's not the perception. The perception is not whether people brought before the court are guilty. That's why the lawyers are there. That's why everybody's trying to ensure that the law takes its course and the right from wrong is done. The differentiation between right and wrong is done.
You've ended the debate.
But I'm asking that, for example, when you look at it from the outside in, and they look at your stature, Mr. Blay, hold on, your stature and your previous position as MPP's former chairman, and there's a government that is trying to fight galamsey and get it eradicated for the betterment of you and me and all our friends and relatives, and the story takes this turn. Aren't you worried in the slightest that it could hamper the way people receive government's message as to say, stop Galamsey? And they'll say, but the previous MPP chairman is involved in this. What do you have to say to this if people have this line of thinking?
You've asked a long question. Let me make a correction. It should not be said, and you should not also amplify it by saying that you are involved. If as an officer of the court or officer of the law is defending an individual, am I convinced that he's involved in Galamsey, or I believe he's not involved in Galamsey? I've told you we are defending those we are convinced are not involved in Galamsey. Don't have any impression, or don't create that impression, or don't allow your listeners to have that impression that if you go to defend anybody put before court, then you are involved or you endorse Galamsey. Because I am telling you that those whom we are representing are innocent. They have not been involved in Galamsey. Impression. What impression? The impression that if you defend an innocent people or innocent individual before court, then the person is involved in Galamsey.
Not at all. That's not the impression I'm talking about, Mr. Blay.
What impression, therefore, are you?
I'm saying that. That's why I said if you look at things from the outside, okay. Let's just imagine you were not an interested party and you were looking at this. Now, a sitting government's former party chairman.
When you say I'm an interested party, you mean as a lawyer representing the
Yes. That's what I'm just saying that.
Party.
Hold on. And I'm saying that when you look, assuming you looked at things from the outside, okay, and this were happening somewhere else in another jurisdiction.
That is where your responsibility and your duty come up to. You must differentiate. You must not put people who are innocent alongside those who may be involved. And don't say it is an impression. You, as a very responsible radio interviewer, if you know the facts, if I'm telling you the facts from another side or from another angle, from those who have been accused, who are innocent, you must make a case for them so that they should not be put aside, put along with those who have been involved. And this is what I'm trying hard to let you appreciate. My clients or the law clients, our firm's clients, are not involved in Galamsey. They have been wrongly put before court for that reason. And I'm asking you that this is what you should be doing, and not that it's Blay defending or Blay's law firm is defending some people who have been accused. In that case, they are wrong. Blay is creating an impression. It's not helping the fight against Galamsey. I think you are wrong. You know that?
Yeah.
You know that you are wrong.
Why do you say I'm wrong?
Because it is wrong for you to say that innocent people being defended should not be defended.
No, but Mr. Blay, nobody is saying so. I completely agree with the fact that when people are brought before the court, they need to be defended to the very end.
Not just that they are brought before court. Those who are brought before court who are innocent.
No problem. They need to be defended to the very end, and that I completely agree with.
That is exactly what
Good.
we're doing.
And that is why the law is there, and to remedy that. That is okay. So you and I agree on that point. So when we walk away, yeah, I'm saying when we walk away from that, I'm asking you about a question of perception, and the perception is now fighting this Galamsey war is perception is a key part of it. You want to change people's minds, you want to change people's ideas, you want to change the way people view things and think about things. Now, to somebody who is in a Galamsey area, and the Minister for Lands goes to him and says, "Oh, please stop Galamsey, it is not good and all," and then the person comes back to say, wait a minute. The previous MPP chairman's law firm is also in court defending somebody, so why then should I stop? Okay, hold on. And then if something happens to me, will I also get that same amount of defense?
Listen to me. You made a very beautiful case that if somebody is brought before court and is being defended, it goes against the fight against Galamsey.
No,
Is that your position?
I'm not saying so. I'm saying that.
Listen, that's impression. I am saying Galamsey is bad. You agree with me, I agree with you.
We agree on that
but
point.
It doesn't mean that anybody in the street, for example, from your studio, is arrested and brought before court that you are involved in Galamsey. Nobody should come near you.
I'm not saying that either.
Now, which one are you saying then? Listen, we have issued a statement on that.
Yes, you have.
Let's continue. And I am telling you, believe me, my instructions have been, my clients are absolutely innocent. They have not been in any way, there are 4 of them, they've not been in any way involved with Aisha. I am not defending Aisha in court, but that doesn't even mean that no one should defend Aisha. It is for people to decide if they want to.
Yes.
But those clients that we are defending have not been involved in Galamsey. And that is exactly what we are telling you. They have not been
That's
involved.
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Please.
All right, Mr. Blay, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate that.
Thank you also for your patience. Thank you.
That was Mr. Freddie Blay, the immediate past chairman of the MPP.